Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bill's Seadoo Midlife Crisis. Today I'm going to start the process of getting ready to put the vinyl on the side of the boat. So I'll put up a picture of the design that I'm copying, which is a guy that I met online on a discussion group. I didn't actually meet him, but that's where I found the idea, and he and I went back and forth with a couple comments, and I kind of figured out how he did it, and he helped me and told me. And so today, first step is going to be to try to set up the design with tape, only so that I can put paper, like craft paper, over top of it, so that I can draw an outline of it once I'm happy with the tape, and make a template so that I can then reproduce it on the other side, so it'll be the same shape. I'm not overly artistic. I've never done this before. I'm going to use knifeless tape, and I bought some 3M 1080 vinyl and some edge tape to finish it off, and we're going to hope for the best. All right, that took quite a while to get it the way I like it, but I've outlined the design, and next step will be I'm going to put the craft paper over top of it and try to draw a stencil. Okay, total change of plans. So I was, you saw in the last clip, I was putting up the construction paper and kind of wrestling with that, and what the trouble was, two things. Getting it on here flat was tricky, although I feel like I was getting that done. But when I went to try to trace the line, it was really hard to feel it through there. So then I doubled up the tape over here and tried to feel the line. Anyway, it wasn't really working that well. So you'll remember from the other day, it was probably just the scene before this, but it was the other day, I laid out the yellow masking tape in the design that I wanted. So along here, down to there, and then up into the kind of a swooping kind of stripe that follows the body line along here and all the way up. It comes up here, it's following the body line along here, and ends up over here where right up there, or actually right about there. So I don't want to touch it too much because I cleaned it already. So, and you'll remember I took a bunch of measurements. So what I've got today, these along the top are a guide. So let me back up a second. Okay, so you'll see from the other day I had the whole design laid out on here, and what these are today, and I did all those measurements. These are the measurements from top to bottom, top, right here to bottom, and these are a little above. I don't know if you can see that on the body line. They're a little above, and the reason they are a little above is because the knifeless tape, let's see if I can get that in focus. Hold on, let me just pull a bit out. Stand by. The knifeless tape goes in there and it is literally 1/16 inch. So I put this top mark a 16th inch higher than I want, and these are a 16th inch lower than I want it from my measurements the other day. So it's all laid out, and it's ready to go. Now I have to try to lay this knifeless tape on in a nice, even, flowy kind of way. So I'm going to put the camera up, and I will show you what I'm doing, hopefully, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to start the knifeless tape way back here. I'm going to put a lot extra, and the reason being is you need some extra, but I'm not that good with it yet, so I want a lot extra in case I screw it up. All right, so there's my extra knifeless tape. So now the idea is to just basically follow the line underneath the yellow here. Okay, so I fussed with this line starting here and going across like crazy. In fact, I did 2 versions of it. The first one's in a crumple ball on the ground. The second one is there. It's really hard to get that straight and flowy. So I mean, and like it's not the same distance along. See, it changes all along here. Anyway, it does follow a body line, but it's anyway, it's harder than it looks. I knew it was going to be hard. Anyway, I'm not going to do it again because I'm just wrecking it. I've pulled it and put it back down a few times. I don't think I'm going to get it any better than that. So I'm gonna move on to the next piece. Okay, this next piece should be the easiest. It's from here down to here. And again, I'm going to put quite a bit past, like a foot or two, and I'll do a foot at least or so past here. And oh, you know what? This is not the next piece. I almost screwed it up. Next piece goes from here. The next piece is the bottom part. So I am going to, I'll leave the camera running. Let's see if I can get you a decent angle. Let's see. This was going to be probably the hardest one, I would say. Harder than the top one. Just because I've got it's curving the whole way. So anyway, here we go. See what happens. All right. At least I know where I have to start. So I'm going to start way down here, and actually, let's get on the line that I need to be on. So like something like that. So like along here, like so. Okay, well, I struggled just as hard with the bottom piece as I did the top piece, but it's on, and it's pretty flowy. It's not perfect, you know, and I don't know if you get this stuff perfect or not, but probably more perfect than I got it. But I'm going to do it. I'm gonna leave it. Just again, because I, futzed around with it so much that I feel like I'm gonna wreck it if I keep going. So anyway, I'm gonna put on this piece right here, which should be easy. So out of all of them, so I'm gonna put this one way past up here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put this like that. I'm gonna put this way past, like I'll put it up here. Okay. I don't think I'm going to try to start from this angle, but you never know. So let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and get this right on the body line. And just try to pull it the whole way. And so let's try to keep it on top of the body line. Nope. And again, going way past. Okay, that one was easy. So we got that piece that goes past. We'll be trying to we'll do that like this, because we'll be tucking the piece in here, the vinyl here, and we'll be pulling. First one, we'll take this piece off, and same on the other end, and then we'll do then with these two pieces gone, we will try to do the long pieces, and hopefully it won't look like shite. It might, but that's the beauty. If it does, we can just take it off. So okay, I'm going down to the other end. Okay, for this last piece right here, it cuts across on an angle, and I'm trying to put it on the same angle as the body line. I've marked this here on purpose, not so much for the line, but a little bit, but also so that I can, this is a 1/2 inch in from the body line. So that, if you're measuring, I don't know if you can see that, but that's about, I've measured about a 1/2 inch, and then there's another 1/16 of an inch of the tape that I'm going to leave for the pinstripe that I want to put in. So I'm going to put a lot of extra here, and I am going to put this down like so. Let's try and get this. Should be more like this, but I don't think should be more like this if it's following the body line. Do I want it to more like that? Although and that'll leave me a 1/4 inch, and then the pinstripe. And that, I don't know, I think that'll look cool. But what do I know from cool? Okay, so that's a tight corner. Okay, so that is my cool little finishing thing. So this comes off first, that comes off at the other end, and then these go across. Okay, I'm gonna just use my microfiber and push all this down, so I'm not putting a bunch of oil on the boat. And I'm skeptical if this is gonna look good or even work, but you know, we're gonna give it a try. And you know, maybe it's more forgiving than well, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to take all the tape off, and next scene I'll have the vinyl out here. Okay, here's the vinyl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it up across the top, and then I'm going to try to trim it so it's a lot more manageable to work with. So let's start with that. Gonna get a bunch of pieces of tape ready to go, so I'm not having to try to fuss with not having enough hands. Saw this in another video. Australian guy, I think, who this was a good tip, just to get the tape ready, so you're kind of ready to go ahead of time. Okay. So I'm taping it above the rub rail, but I'm going to try to cut it below the rub rail before I try to put it on, because last time I had some trouble going over the rub rail. Not a big amount of trouble, but kind of would prefer to not have that trouble again if I could help it. And also, this will save me some vinyl, which I can use somewhere else. Okay, holy crap. I pretty much almost wrecked that. So where I went wrong, by the looks of it, is, let me just put this in here. Where I went wrong was here, right around here. I started going too far up. And what happened is, of course, when I got to the end, this was way up here. So I tried to manipulate and I started kinking it in different spots. There's a few little kinks in here that I don't want to go too nuts on because I feel like I'm going to tear the vinyl if I do that. It was going really well up until, you know, this part in here is great, but then it yeah, I got a little kink there, but it was, you know, going really perfectly pretty much, and then it kind of all went sideways when I went up too high on that side. So I'm just gonna push this in my edge, and then we're gonna do the cut, and we're gonna see how it looks. It's not gonna be perfect, but is right here, but I'm going to decide whether I care or not enough to redo it. I'm not even sure I have enough material to redo it. So that's why I kind of persevered and got through here. So I'll put this down and you can watch me pull the string. Okay, I'm going to try to get this one from the bottom. This first one is going to be this cut along here. So I have to get this one going. A little low, but let me see if I can. Gotta get this one going and then pull it up through. And so I'm pretty sure that that's good all the way through and ready to go. So again, you pull a little bit of this off, fold it over on itself, hold, you push with your thumb, I don't know how well you can see that, and you give it a little pull, and that one didn't work, so let me try again. There we go, and now I've got the string going, so I'm going to get it started. There we go, I'm cutting through here. When I get to where my actual cut starts, I'm going to just keep going all the way through, and there you go, all the way through. Okay, so that is cut. So now, let me get rid of that out of my hand. Now I can pull this excess piece of vinyl off, and if all goes well, I'm going to get a nice perfect cut. So then you take the lower half of the knifeless tape and you pull it out. That's easy enough because it's on the outside. And then the under part you carefully pull kind of back, and you have to do this a little carefully so you don't break it. And it just pulls out from underneath, and voila, you are good to go. There's all my excess, and that is that. And now you're just going to, I'm going to come back after and give this a really kind of a good once over, but maybe with a bit of heat too, just to make sure that it's all good. But there's that cut is done, and it looks good, thankfully. You hate to do all this and then have the cut not look good. Okay, bring you down here. We're walking, and we're going to try to get this one cut off. So what I think I'm going to do is, where's my knife? I'm going to you know what, I can probably get it going up there and pull down, so let's try that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna start up here and then try and get the cut going through here. See if that'll work. This is why you have extra, because sometimes you do that and it doesn't work. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now I have to get down to here, so here we go. There we go. I'm just going to go straight through, like so. Okay, and that took off my outside piece, and this is my inside piece, which I'm going to pull through like that, and voila. Cut number 2 done. Okay, cut number 3 coming up. I'm just going to make sure, just give this one more good push. Make sure and get this going. Here we go. Okay. Got my thing, and once I get going, I got to keep going. So here we go. Perfect. Done. All right. So let's get this bottom half off. Okay. Now let's do this from over here. Let me get the bottom side of my tape. And come on. Okay, there's the bottom side. And I'm going to just take that off all the way. Okay, and that leaves me with the underside, which I'm going to pull down, and again carefully. I don't want to go too slow, but I don't want to go too fast, and I definitely don't want to get it stuck in there. So far I have not, so knock on wood, ever, yeah, so far so good. Okay, all right, that cut, let's give that a little press down. Not perfect on that corner, but can fix that with an X-Acto knife. Yeah, we're definitely, I don't know how much to fiddle with these mistakes. Probably, my gut tells me, not much. Okay, and let's get the last cut done. Okay, here we go. Okay, that one worked out fine. I don't know if you can see this, but here I am. I'm starting it over here. I get right to the edge. Okay, and I'll turn this so you can hopefully see me pull the whole thing. Okay, when I get to the edge, I just give it a little, and there we go. Voila. Okay. Done. So we're going to take there we go. This is going to be so So, top part of the tape first. Tricky. It's so tight in here. Okay, very tricky, but done. Okay, done. The pinstripe down the side and then all the way to the front. That looks good. So this side was better. I guess the lesson that I learned from this side was don't try to do this vinyl by yourself. You need a helper to hold it. I did learn though that you can save it with heat to a certain degree. You can really fix and stretch this stuff a fair bit. So I'm happy with the lines on this one. I think I got them a little more flowy, just a little more smooth in terms of their transition, their curves. It's harder than you might think to do. I'm bummed that I have these in there that I'll just look at those forever. I'm going to get my friend, the actual professional. I have a feeling you might be able to cut those and heat this and make those disappear a fair bit. I'm not going to try it because I think if I try it, I'll just make them 100 times more noticeable. So right now, unless I tell you they're there, you're not going to even see them. So I'm going to cut new registration numbers and put those on, and this graphic stuff will be mostly done.